Jai Hind students, today we are going to study new chapter Redox reaction. Redox reaction is first chapter of the second book of class 11th chemistry. So, before starting this chapter, let us understand what does redox mean. What redox means. If you see these terms redox consists of two types of terms, that is, one is reduction and the other one is oxidation. Okay, these are the reactions in which oxidation and reduction takes place simultaneously. If you see these terms, redox, RED is for reduction and OX is for oxidation. Okay, there are many concepts to understand redox reaction. First of all, we will start from classical concept. The first concept or classical concept is based on oxygen or hydrogen. Both the concepts are equally accepted, but this is classical concept. So, according to classical concept, what is oxidation? Oxidation is addition of oxygen and reduction is addition of hydrogen, or we can also define it as removal of hydrogen or removal of oxygen, or in more simple way, addition of oxygen is oxidation and removal of oxygen is reduction. In terms of hydrogen, addition of hydrogen is reduction and removal of hydrogen is oxidation. Now let us take some examples. If you see this example, we are taking two examples. One is in terms of oxygen. So, to magnesium, if we see magnesium after reaction with the oxygen changes to MgO. Means to the magnesium, oxygen is added up. Then it makes, after adding oxygen to it, addition product is formed, that is called as magnesium oxide. Okay, magnesium has gained one oxygen, that is why this is considered as oxidation reaction. Okay, then reduction, if you see reduction on the other side, you can see that in reduction, what is happening? Cl2 is added to H2, or we can say hydrogen is added to Cl2. As we have studied earlier that addition of hydrogen is reduction. So here in this case, reduction is taking place. So now one more example, HCl. Oxidation of HCl is taking place. How oxidation of HCl is taking place? Because H2 is removed from HCl. This H2 is removed, hydrogen is removed from the HCl and turns into Cl. So it is oxidation reaction. Hydrogen, there is loss of hydrogen from the HCl. So this is oxidation. As I told you earlier that oxidation and reduction both takes place simultaneously. That is why it is called as redox reaction. In this reaction, if you see that one example is taken as dissociation of water into hydrogen and oxygen. Now let us see how can we say that this is a redox reaction. Yes, H2O get dissociated into H2 and O2. As there is H2O changing to H2, here oxidation as well as reduction is taking place. Okay, oxidation as well as reduction is taking place. How? Reduction of H2O. H2O means oxygen is lost from the oxygen is lost from water. So this is oxidation of H2O. Okay, H2 is lost from the water. So this is oxidation of H2O. Here oxidation of H2O, oxidation as well as reduction both is taking place in H2O. Now moving ahead. Yes. Above definition failed to define oxidation and reduction in all reactions. So this definition was then modified. It was modified like oxidation we have studied as addition of oxygen. Oxygen is an electronegative element. So in place of oxygen, we can also use electronegative element. So addition of electronegative element is oxidation and removal of electronegative element is reduction. Similarly for electropositives, removal of electropositive element is oxidation and addition of electropositive element is reduction. Yes. Now in terms of electronegative atoms. If you see Mg plus O2 giving MgO. 2Mg changes into MgO means an electronegative element oxygen is added up. Here you can see that added from magnesium to magnesium oxide, oxygen is an electronegative element. So addition of electronegative element is taking place. So this is what? Oxidation. Whereas if we talk about oxygen, in the oxygen magnesium is added. Magnesium is electropositive. So this is reduction. So redox reaction is taking place simultaneously. One more example for NaCl. Sodium combines with chlorine to give 2NaCl. Here sodium is, oxidation of sodium is taking place and reduction of Cl2 is taking place. As both the reactions, oxidation and reduction, both are taking place simultaneously. So this reaction is called as redox reaction. So what this reaction is called? Redox reaction. Then removal of electronegative element. Now let us do removal of electronegative element. Here the example is taken for HCl. HCl dissociates into H2 and Cl2. Okay. So removal of electronegative element from HCl, HCl2 is removed. If you see this pink arrow, from HCl, Cl2 is removed. So this is removal of electronegative element. Whereas if we talk about HCl to H2, in this electronegative element is removed. Then modern concept. Modern concept is electronic concept, means in terms of electrons. Let us see how it is. In this electron transfer, the concept is based on electron transfer from one element to other. So in terms of electronic transfer, we can say that oxidation is the process in which substance loses some electrons. Substance loses some electrons, whereas reduction is the process in which substance gains some electron. So in a way we can say loss of electron is oxidation, gain of electron is reduction. Let us take example. Oxidation of compound A, reducing agent, oxidized. Yes. What are oxidizing agent and what are reducing agent? This we need to understand. Okay. The substance which is oxidized, reducing agent, the substance which is oxidized, is reducing agent, and the substance which is reduced is oxidizing agent. So you can see that oxidizing agent itself gets reduced and reducing agent itself get oxidized. Now let us see one example where transfer of electrons takes place. Here is reaction between zinc and copper. The reaction between zinc and copper. If you see this reaction, zinc changes to zinc 2 positive, means it is losing its 2 electrons. So loss of electron is oxidation, whereas Cu2 positive gains electron which is lost by zinc, and as this is lost by zinc and copper is gaining, so gain of electron is reduction. So in this way we can say that this reaction is redox reaction. Another example, H2 changes to H positive, means loss of electron, oxidation is taking place here, whereas Ag positive changes to Ag, means it has gained electron. So this is gain of electron is reduction. So I hope all the three concepts which are explaining oxidation and reduction and redox reaction is now clear to you. If you have any doubt, you can share your doubts. You can ask your doubt, make your doubts clear and leave it in the comment section. Thank you so much.